Good morning. This message is not just for the singles today, it's for everybody. It's for all Christians. It's for people that are trying to live a life that's pleasing to God. I just wanted to say this morning that when we think about spending time with people and fellowshipping and going places and doing things, we need to be very, very selective with who we choose to spend our time with. Yesterday's message was about filling up your time, and it was primarily talking to the singles that were lonely and bored and had all this time on their hands and they didn't have a spouse. But even for those of us that have spouses, those of us that are not bored and lonely, but we're still going out and we're doing things with people, we need to be very careful who we allow to be in our circle. Unless you're ministering to people, trying to save them and bring them to Christ, then of course you have to go out there, because Jesus went among all types of people that were not saved and trying to save them and give them a message, healed them, delivered them. But I'm talking about on a regular basis where you're just trying to find entertainment, you're just doing things that has nothing to do with you trying to save anybody. This just has to do with you spending time with people. Be careful who you allow to be in your presence, because if you can't change them, then they may rub off on you and change you. And if you're trying to live a life that is pleasing to God, then be careful of the places that you go and what's going on in those places and what you're doing. Because sometimes you may be strong in some areas and still weak in other areas. And then when you get around certain people, it brings up things from your past that you don't do anymore, but you think that you're strong and that you won't do it. But then when you get there, then you find yourself craving and wanting to do what you used to do. And sometimes you can set yourself up to fall. So as I was thinking this morning what I was going to talk about and what I was going to say to the singles, I'm like, well, this message is for everybody, even for me. Of course, it's for me, because if God gives me a message, the first person is me. So I need to be careful where I'm going, who I'm spending time with, who I'm talking to. Even sometimes you might not even be in the presence of the person. You might just be talking on the phone, and it's like, wait a minute, they're talking some talk that you don't need to talk like that anymore. So if you're trying to stop cursing, you don't need to be around somebody that's MF and this and F and that. And you don't need to be around there, because if you had a habit of cursing for years, the next thing you know, you're cursing. If you used to drink and you stop drinking, you don't need to go to a bar and sit around people that's drinking. Next thing you know, you asking for a drink. If it's drugs, whatever that choice of drugs was, if you used to do them and you're around people that's still doing them, you could be strong and then you might not. So just be very, very careful, because remember, whatever God has delivered you from, Satan is right there trying to always throw it back up in your face, trying to show you that you're not delivered. And you are delivered, because once God heals you and delivers you, you are delivered. But don't put yourself in a predicament to even pick and choose or to see how strong you are, because we are made up of flesh and God's spirit is in us. So if we need his spirit to help us to do something, of course we need to pray and ask him to give us the strength, and his spirit is right there helping us. And he always provides a way of an escape. Sometimes we just don't take it. So I'm telling you right now, run to the hills from which cometh your help. All of your help comes from the Lord, and he will give you the strength to do what you need to do. But I'm just going to close by saying, be careful who you choose to spend your time with. Have a great day. That's my little short message for today. Be blessed. Bye-bye.